All right, yeah, we'll get going here. Got you as co-host and get Camel up here to speak. All right, we'll get going. Welcome to the Superledger podcast, episode 5. This is a town hall format, and coincidentally, Christmas Eve. So we got lots to talk about. Worst case scenario, we can all sing some Christmas carols together. I'm your host, Chris from Corium Concepts. Corium Community DAO is a sponsor of today's show. And if you need to learn about staking on Corium or about what we're doing here at the DAO trying to build, you can check us out at coriumcommunitydao.com. Next week, being New Year's Eve, will be episode 6. It will go on, but we'll keep the same format as this week, town hall format, open mic. Again, everybody's busy. And it'll give us time to talk about what's looking ahead in 2024, because I can tell you by my January calendar that's already booked and some of February, it's going to be a wild start to the new year. Got some amazing guests on. January 7th, we'll be starting with Pulsera. They'll be coming back on to talk about the upcoming snapshot and airdrop and the decks that they're building there. So that'll be a must-see for sure. And I can tell you everyone that follows that will be equally as exciting and interesting. So got a lot of amazing content coming up in the new year. So got lots to talk about here in the next 2 weeks. I'm glad you can join us here today. It's nice to see that our Corium family is taking some time away to be together on Christmas Eve. It's really nice to see because we are forming a nice family here. So I'll turn it over to co-host Articulate and open mic. Anybody wants to come up and chat, just send a request and we'll try and get you up here.
Yeah, a lot has transpired this past week. Last week we had the Corium team here on the podcast, and they dropped some gems. And still trying to go through that clip. It's a 3-hour, clip, and it's so much gems, found in there. But we're excited to see what they're rolling out, and happy to be a part of this great network and blockchain and everything that they're doing. We're gonna get started here. Anyone want to kick this off? We got Camel, Chris, we got Brian, Devon, and To. We could just start. There's a lot to go over, so let's get it.
Well, I'll start off. Exciting few days for us at the Core Community DAO, and I think Camel might join in on this part of the conversation. Lunar Space launched a few validators this week. One being Camel's project, Bruges. You'll see that listed at Bruges_LSI. And Corium Community DAO also launched one with Lunar Space, and that one will be referred to as CAF_LSI on the validator list. So we got some exciting things coming ahead. Very exciting to be participating in Lunar Space as a one of the first projects to roll out on Corium. So very interesting project indeed, and great team. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to learn about their project, and I can assure you there's a lot of interesting things ahead coming with those guys.
That's a fact. And one thing I like about Lunar Space is that they're going to be coming with enterprise, grade solutions for the corporate world, small businesses to large enterprises, and utilizing Corium Smart Token technology. And I'm excited to see what they'll be converting a lot of Web 2 existing Web 2 institutions implementing Web3 solutions. And, that's going to be a big thing on the macro level because that's going to take a lot of the friction out of what, a lot of bosses and a lot of companies experience in their day-to-day, workflow and incentivize, the workers as well. A reward system that's very fluent and cost-effective, and we get to be a part of that. So it would be wise to get in on this early, delegate some of your Corium to the lunar space validators. It's going to be notified as underscore LSI, and you could be a part of what's coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, and it's another way that helps decentralize the entire network. It uses a completely different validating structure. So for us in our community, you're able to still end up contributing all back to the DAO and have those multiple places. Obviously, there's different settings and fees at each one, so that's one thing to keep a watch for too. But it just, again, as far as decentralization helps, we always encourage to spread the delegation out amongst many delegators or validators, and this just helps with that, and it's going to help Lunar Space build what they plan on building on top of Corium. And the common theme I'm hearing from these projects at the early rollout is the focus on the smart tokens, and makes sense. Obviously, through the grant program was a focus on smart tokens for that. But I noticed Whelp in their Discord, they made reference to some special features utilizing the smart token too. So it's going to be really exciting to see that these early projects on Corium are likely going to come out of the box with some amazing features that a lot of other projects might not see coming.
Mr. Camo, how's it going today, man? Not sure if he's available to speak. Brian, want to chime in?
And T.O., how are you doing, my neighbor up north here in Canada? Are you having a brown Christmas there also?
Yes, we are. First of all, Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope all the best to you and your family. I think it's going to be a great year coming up here. Well, Chris, let me tell you, a little bit frustrated here. That's for darn sure. Been trying to stake my Corium, get my wallets over. Scott's been helping me here. I'm not having any, not much success here. So a little bit bummed out about that. I know we'll get it, but yeah, I've never had this kind of problems before.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I guess it's good that we got a format here to talk about in case somebody else is experiencing the trouble. I get, obviously don't want to go in too much detail what you're doing, but I did hear somebody reached out to me yesterday. They were having problems using Decent Wallet and the bridge. They were concerned how long it was taking, but it ended up being a Decent Wallet issue that it ended up getting resolved through Decent customer service there, but I don't know any details of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll get it. It just a little bit frustrating. And I mean, if I'm having this kind of problem, like you said here, trying to bridge the wallet so I can stake my Corium, I'm sure there's other people having the same issues.
Yeah, Gert, I did forward him your contact information on WhatsApp just now. As I mentioned before, I texted and messaged him last night or this morning and let him know, and he said he'd be happy to help. Like as we were just DMing, so I've got you in contact with him, and he should be able to help. If not, get you on the right path.
That would be really great. Thank you, Scott. Thanks for all the help, you guys here.
No problem. Wish I could have done more.
All good, brother. They'll be coming your way, though.
Yeah, once you're done, there, NTO, just let us know, even privately, just what the the hang up was. What's the problem that needs solving, I guess, just so we can know about it and prepare others to deal with it or try and find a solution to it.
And also, the gentleman, that will be helping or trying to help you, runs a validator as well. And as we've said before, it is good to break it up at least between, at least a couple. So that would be, a great place to put a little bit too.
Absolutely, 100%.
Marco, how you doing today?
Happy holidays, everybody. Good to see everyone.
What's up, Mark? You're a little faded, bro.
Yeah, sorry guys, I'm driving right now.
Oh, all good. I wasn't sure if it was your speaker or something.
I want to give Marco a big shout out for CAF. CAF looks absolutely amazing in the lunar space, and exciting to see what you got planned ahead for him there, Marco. It turned out really good. You put a lot of work into that. It's definitely a shout out to you. That's all you.
So my question is, don't you guys have a life? It's Christmas time, and we're spending it in a space here.
This has become our life.
Damn, and I guess I'm in it too.
Soon, I want to be able to hire somebody. Hopefully that becomes the case very soon.
Hard work.
Yeah, well, some people don't have a place to hang out on Christmas Eve, so it's a scheduled Sunday. Just stick with the schedule and see what happens. And there's obviously a few people that don't mind hanging out for a bit. And like I said, if we get bored, we can sing carols. I don't think you want to hear me sing, but yeah, I'm excited. There's a lot coming up, a lot to talk about. I know something that Articulate and I have been talking about is the USDC. There's definitely I'm going to be putting out a tutorial here later on that because it's something, a way that you're definitely going to want to participate in the upcoming snapshot for Pulsera. There's 10 million tokens, I believe, designated just for the USDC holders. So that could end up being a pretty small pool of people. So yeah, it's important to check out that. And I'm going to share that with you guys tonight. So yeah, a lot of things to look forward to. And just the other thing too is helping inform and educate the XRPL Ledger crew that, they're going to have DeFi available to them in, just a few weeks. And it's going to be a big change. There's challenges, obviously, like NTO just said, just bridging across. Sometimes there's issues and hangups. So, there might be a lot more interest coming and a lot more people needing help and information on what to do.
Yeah, and as we were discussing, Chris, I checked the information, out, and there's little to no activity with regards to bridging Corium to the bridging USDC onto Corium. So there's not many people, if any at all, that's doing this right now. So that's a wide open lane. If you can, participate in that way, you will be able to, double your drop. So instead of just getting your Corium Sarah tokens airdrops, you will also be getting a separate airdrop for your USDC holdings on Corium network. And as the representative from Pulsera said last week, that they're looking to do that to incentivize people holding USDC on Corium, so we will be able to provide liquidity to the platform. So they're giving us an opportunity to participate in that way and reap the rewards. So you could double up your airdrops just by if you can, that would be smart. So as Chris said, he's going to be putting out that tutorial later tonight. I'm going to be sharing it, but I think that a lot of people would appreciate that information because I'm not sure if a lot of people know how to do it. So look out for that later.
Yeah, well, I saw some people don't have a place to hang out on Christmas Eve, so it's a scheduled Sunday. Just stick with the schedule and see what happens. And Yeah, and the other thing too is just interacting with IBC, something to make mention of. I see Chris with Fight Farm, and you see FlixBet as his logo. FlixBets as his logo there. Um, he's very well versed in the Cosmos ecosystem, and another fine gentleman that just recently joined our Discord, Snails. He's also very knowledgeable and actually has something exciting if you're interested in becoming a content creator. He has a very exciting project that you'd want to learn about from him, but he's in our Discord here now too. And we're going to create a link or a channel of some way to kind of focus on the IBC partners and friends, because there's a wealth of knowledge available over there as far as onboarding onto a lot of these projects and IBC in itself. So we want to have an easy way to direct people to that information too. Look, it's there's a lot to take in. So the more each of the community helps out, like Chris has been very kind helping even me out with some of the challenges I'm having, just learning how to interact with IBC. So yeah, a lot of things, a lot of value in there. Hoping to keep adding some more value. So if you haven't checked that out in our Discord, hit the link tree there and find your way. There's a lot of good people there and contributing great information just on request.
Yeah, and Chris, you have some stuff to share with us today. I think you posted something earlier about an NFT drop.
Yeah, give me just a few minutes. I'm almost finished with that, guys. I'm just listening to you guys while I wrap some stuff up. I will say, Corey, Chris, if you check your OmniFlix wallet, I do have 2 NFTs for you to give away since it is Christmas. Hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas, Happy New Year's, and really excited to join the Corium family. I always like when I find new projects and blockchains, but I'll be talking a little bit more here in a few minutes. I'm just going to wrap up a few things on my end with this NFT, but I've sent Chris 2 NFTs of this upcoming drop I'm going to do. It is Corium related, and I'm going to let him decide how he wants to give it away for Christmas.
Well, I appreciate that. Very generous. Thank you. I still have some of your previous ones from the podcast you're on my channel to give away. So it's going to be a nice gifts going out here tonight. That's for sure. Really look forward to what you're building there. As many here know, I've interviewed Chris on YouTube. We sat down for a good hour and a half there. If you haven't checked that out, I really encourage you to do that. Even if you're like me, I'm not a fight fan, or it's not something I typically follow, but his project and what he's building is pretty cool. And that's what caught my interest and got me involved over there. So and Articulate and I also contribute to omniflix.tv, where Chris is based out of also. Devon, I see you're here. Devon also has a new validator on the Corium network. You're welcome to come up and introduce yourself and let us know what you got going on there too, if you wish. Might have a lot of people just listening today while they're taking in other events too. That's all right.
Just a quick note here, Corium and Solar just about at the same price. Woohoo, baby!
There you
See,
go.
that's,
Is that the Binance pump? What's going on there?
I have no idea, but that's what I mean when I say excited, Chris.
Hey, I got that excited for you on the next show.
I seen
for
it.
you.
I seen it. Loved it, man. Loved the enthusiasm. You're awesome, bro.
He's really pumped it up a notch.
I want to say a shout out to Levi. A couple of weeks ago, Rise NFTs. I won a Phygital in this same space, the Superledger podcast, and I got my hat 2 days ago. So shout out to you guys. So I have the NFT in my wallet and I have the hat in my possession. And that's what we're talking about, innovation, stepping into this new world of being able to tokenize assets, and be able to participate, proof of ownership. This is the new world, man, and I hope that we all embrace it and learn all we learn, and we can convert our own businesses that we have right now existing, and be able to track on the blockchain. This is the best ledger that you can keep with everything being recorded and trackable and traceable, and you can benefit from implementing blockchain strategies into your businesses. So shout out to you, Levi.
Hey, thanks, brother, and Merry Christmas, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Sorry I'm a little late to the podcast, but I appreciate everyone's support. And I'm no pro at what I'm doing, but I'm getting better. I see a lot of opportunity. I'm just doing what I can. So thank you all for your support. There's still a few people I want to send some hats to, so reach out if you know who you are. Or I
Hey,
guess
I just got my hat in the mail today. Literally, I just checked the mail.
awesome.
I just got the hat in the mail. Hey, this is crazy.
Right on. I think Mark sent you yours. Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
both.
think so too.
Yeah, what a good dude. I
Oh man,
appreciate.
I'm gonna send him a thank you. Wait, so it's an NFT that comes with this hat?
Yeah, yeah. So you got if you've got your wallet, we can transfer that NFT to you as well.
Yeah, okay.
Shoot, yeah. We'll have to. We'll figure that out. I'll message you and we'll figure this out.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, right on. I also have one of your NFTs. I got the Maui shirt, and that came with an NFT. I seen it was in my wallet there. I was pretty happy about that. And if somebody could help me, I'm terrible at trying to post links into the basket there, but um, Levi is also making a quite impressive skateboard Aquarium Concepts promotion here, and I'd love to be able to have everybody to be able to see that because it's looking amazing. I can't wait to see what that looks like when it's done. I thank you so much. It's quite the feeling to that you've done that for me and the channel and the community.
All right, so I posted it up at the top. I think they call it the Jumbotron. So if you guys click the link at the top, you'll be able to see that skateboard.
Yeah, it's going to be minted too. I think. Yeah, I've got Mikey working on getting that. It was hard with the glare. I haven't quite got my photography game dialed, and that one has like kind of some depth to it with layers of epoxy and green sparkles, and it was hard to photograph. So we're working on it. But it's a special board. Everything's handmade. Every piece of wood is cut by me, so it's kind of fun. And it's going to get trucks and wheels on that one. So in theory, someone can ride it around and destroy it if they want to, or it could just hang on the wall. Whatever's clever. And then I've got this Solo Nation board. I'm going to do a fundraiser with it. Mikey should have it minted here pretty quick too, and more happening. I got a couple that look kind of like hoverboards, kind of like Back to the Future style is what they remind me of. So those will be ready soon too. So I'm just going to keep trying to make these things happen, and eventually, yeah, have a collection that people might really enjoy.
For Chris and I think we would be more into the skis aspect of it than the skateboarding.
No, actually, I was my passion is paddleboarding. So I was already mentioning to him about paddleboards.
Dude, well, I'm surrounded by board shapers and people that can make those. So I've never built a surfboard honestly, but like my one buddy, I see him almost every day. His girlfriend is like they made a movie about her surfing Jaws and stuff. So I'm surrounded by badass surfers like where I work. So anything in that regard you guys want, and if you want, I can make you a paddle. That's right up my alley. So we'll see what happens. I've got another paddle in the works. That's anyway. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm kind of I have so many ideas. I just, between juggling cabinets and everything else I'm doing, just trying to do what I can. But anyway, thanks for your support. I appreciate everyone's patience with me.
Thank you,
Oh,
Levi.
and yeah, no, thank you. And it's great to have such ambitious and creative people in the community. We also have a spot in our Discord there for people in the community just to post like their business card. Everybody's got some unique talents and things that they can contribute. So, like I said, if I can buy a cutting board from somebody, I'd rather buy it from somebody in the community, and help them out and all help each other out. So, if you want to utilize that to advertise your business or hobby or whatever it is you're doing, you're more than welcome. Even if you don't hang out in Discord, you're just welcome to use that space to have our community that's there get a hold of you.
Awesome. Well, I'll give you a cutting board, Chris, for all the work you're doing. I've got a handful of them ready and charcuterie boards and stuff. So I'd be happy to send you one. And I want to send you a hat as well.
Well, I appreciate that. You're too generous. We'll talk. We'll figure something out. But I do actually want to talk in the new year about those hats. They're really nice, and I do want to talk about a collab on that for sure. Because I've been wanting to get some hats out for some time. So to me, there's just no better way to do that right now.
Oh, I'd much rather have a charcuterie board than a hat since I never wear hats.
You got it.
My man.
Whatever you like, brother. I got a bunch of them here, so I'll post some pictures pretty quick here.
Yeah, that's basically all I eat, so it'll be like my new dinner plate.
Perfect. Yeah, man. And I'm excited. We got some CNC machines, so I really want to pump out something that's going to be like a really really bitchin' corium like art piece or something. But anyway, in the interim, I do have some cutting boards and charcuterie
Is
boards.
anybody talking? Can anybody hear me?
Yeah.
Anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
switch down and come back up. I don't think somebody's got to be talking.
Okay. Yeah. We could bring it back up. But what do you guys think about the Whelp testnet that this past week? I got a chance to mess with it a little bit and try some test tokens, and it's pretty smooth. I know they're still working on it to build it out, but that's just a preview of what's to come. And I'm excited. I know we didn't get a chance to mess with Pulsara's testnet and stuff, but they're going live in the next few weeks. But what do you guys think?
Have you tested with Whelp yet?
Yeah.
Where did you test it at?
So they had the link posted. That first post they made, they had a link posted with where you're able to go to the testnet website, and you had some instructions that came with it to be able to click a second link to connect to your wallet and get some test tokens, and then you could uh, test out the platform. You could swap from the test core to Whelp, and they have a liquidity pool section that's not available to test yet, but you're able to swap some tokens, click some buttons, see how it works. But yeah, it was pretty smooth, and I'm not sure if there's going to be incentives that come with testing it out, but yeah, I like it so far.
So you can't do it on the Leap wallet on your cell phone yet. Desktop, laptop.
The laptop, yeah, I didn't try it on the
Yeah.
cell phone, but you are able to connect your Leap. I connected my Leap, but I think they recommend your Kepler wallet. But I was able to connect both and do some testing.
There's a tutorial. Zen Lounge did a tutorial on getting your test tokens there too. If anybody's having troubles, I haven't tried it myself yet, but I'm definitely going to, because yeah, many dexes do use testing and participating as the model to distribute incentives. And I'm pretty sure in the GitHub, I did see something as far as an airdrop of some kind.
Oh yeah, you did say, Chris. I wanted to ask you. You was talking earlier. USDC is going to be on Posera.
Yeah, well, and that's why they incentivize it. There was so much powerful information in that last podcast with Reza and Pulsar
Was
that
I in
I
that
haven't even.
podcast?
Yeah, I think you were there, but
Oh
it was a
yeah, I
long
left
one.
early. Yeah, yeah, I
But
remember.
yeah, Reza made a point to mention that they're going to incentivize. They incentivize um, that snapshot with for people holding USDC on Corium mainnet. There's an extra 10 million tokens just for that. So it's going to be a small pool of people because, like Articulate was saying there earlier, hardly anybody's made any moves to do that yet. So yeah, and I don't know. I imagine the pool at Noble there's pretty big, but yeah, it's important I think to participate in that snapshot because that 10 million might go to a very small bucket of people.
So there's going to be some decent airdrops here coming up in the next Q1 here, along with the corium that wasn't claimed during the airdrops. Also, I think that's also coming up in Q1, isn't it, Chris?
Yes. Yeah, I
Yes.
Yeah,
remember
not
him saying, yeah.
yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah, NTO, when your mic's on, there's something clipping there in the background for some reason. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I heard Q1. Did I hear Q1 or just early next year?
He said Q. I can't remember who said Q1, but I know it was somebody in the foundation did say Q1.
Yeah, I think they said Q1 here. They're looking to distribute the rest of the tokens here. They just don't know if they're going to go with your initial snapshot or do a new snapshot.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a very interesting start to the year, no doubt about that. I'm not too sure what's going on in the Bitcoin world as far as that goes, but I'm just going, because Bitcoin does drive the overall market. I realize that, but I think Corium might with the stuff that's going on and the snapshots and airdrops and multiple dexes firing up at the same time. I think even if the market does take a downturn, Corium's not to say it wouldn't go down, but I think it, not be as affected as much here in the short term.
I've been in a few of the spaces here. Then the consensus is that these ETFs are going to suck away a lot of the altcoins at first here. Um, it'll pump the price on Bitcoin, but eventually it'll the money be flowing back into the altcoin spaces, and that's just take it for what it's worth here. A lot of different people's a lot of different thoughts here, but that's consensus on a lot of people's train of thought.
It's weird that for as much as Ripple and XRP's criticized about being for the institutions and the banks, that the end game that everybody's excited about with Bitcoin is that the institutions adopt it. So yeah, you're holding, you're not holding your own Bitcoin. It kind of defeats the whole purpose of it in my mind. But it's interesting the how it's changed from its original inception.
Absolutely, absolutely. But I mean, it's what we need in order to get this part of the financial sector growing here. Us retail investors here, we don't have near the funds in order to do this here.
Yeah, but
But
do you think they're going to build a better system if we let the same people that made a disaster out of this one take over this infrastructure and create the next one?
I don't know, Chris. I mean, at the end of the day here, who the heck knows going forward? But I see I see what you mean here by basically letting these big boys come in here, take over. They're going to do the same thing that they did with the banking system.
Well, they already said but between what institutions hold for Bitcoin, it's pretty much centralized already. Between what they own for Bitcoin, what they own for miners, you combine all of that. I mean, it's a pretty centralized organization in itself.
It is, but you still have the option not to be centralized here. I mean, the fact that you can cold storage your Bitcoin and actually own them. I mean, I guess that is one plus. Not everybody is doing it, but if you're in that, if you're in the Bitcoin here, the fact that I can go to my hardware wallet and say, "Wow, I freaking own this, and nobody can take this away from me here." That's a pretty strong feeling.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. That's why I'm an advocate for, we should be focusing on supporting and building community infrastructure that we can stay within it, so that we don't have to worry about off ramping to utilize funds if we need to. Right? It's we don't need an alternative system. Just be enough of an ecosystem and acceptance of decentralized self custody that we can get what we need to survive and pay what we need to pay within our own system. It's all here. It's just we're willing to give it away just for the institutional money, it seems. Maybe too deep for Christmas Eve. Maybe we should get into the Christmas carols instead.
Hey, Camel, I just seen this post at the top. The video of Ripple shows 22 seconds the use of the SDKs. That's pretty interesting. I'm gonna check more into that. I just seen this.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard earlier, Devon. I offered if you want to come up and introduce you got a validator on the network. If you want to talk about that, you're more than welcome.
Oh yeah, man, I appreciate it. Yeah, the name of our validator is Accelerate. We've been up for now about a week and a half, and we have a few 100,000 staked on there. Where right now we are at 25% APY. We're trying to get it higher. We have to wait on Z's because we haven't had it up long enough. But as soon as that's up, we will be. Oh, tomorrow we have a big announcement. We're going to be giving away 100 Corium, and we're going to be starting to talk about releasing our NFT project. So be looking out tomorrow from our Accelerate page, and I will post it probably tonight. So just be looking out. Give me a follow, and I will keep everybody up to date. Thank you.
Right on. There you go. So some more alpha at the Superledger podcast. We're on a streak here. It's perfect. Sounds good, and good luck with that. It's
Thank you.
great to see the list growing. So I think I haven't checked this morning, but I think we're up to 60 now. 60 validators at the moment.
I think so. I think we are at 60. 4 spots left, right? Oh, those 4 spots are probably going to go back pretty quick as soon as we get a tier 1 listing.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting month ahead for sure. It's exciting, like as we've been on this journey, it might have seemed like it's been a slow roll, taking a long time, but now that it's here, looking back, I mean, there's really some powerful projects that are about to be released in less than a year since it went live on mainnet. So kind of looking at it this way now, it's pretty impressive when I see the caliber of projects.
Yeah, looking forward to that tier 1 listing. I know they said they have a couple tier 1 listings and tier 2 as well, so they just can't announce the dates as yet. So yeah, I think things are definitely going to pick up in the next few weeks, and advise everyone, if you can, to stake your Corium and benefit from the APY that's there right now. And I know a lot of people are going to try to get their Corium up to par to get locked in for the airdrop coming, and we gonna have Pulsera here on the 7th of January, the Superledger podcast. So get your questions ready to ask if you have any about the airdrop and what the platform's about. And anything you want to know about Pulsera, they're going to be going live on January 26th. So, that's the date. The snapshot is on the 19th, and the airdrop is on the 24th. So they go live on the 26th. If you have any questions, get them together, and they're going to be here on the Superledger podcast.
What do you guys think? Do you think we're going to have any major listings this month? I know we only got a few days left. You think they'll surprise us tomorrow for Christmas?
I don't know. That certainly looked like a Binance logo in that one Christmas present. So it'd be exciting if that's when they dropped it.
It is Christmas.
And the clue was when one of Bob's last posts, he said that he's going to give us the weekend to think about it. So, tomorrow is Monday.
Yeah. I'm fine with what we got for Christmas already. It's been a heck of a month of good news and positive momentum, and it's I'm very pleased with what Santa brought this year so far. If anybody wants to come on up, it's just open forum. It doesn't have to be about Corium. If there's something in Cosmos, IBC, XRP, Bitcoin, we have a bit of everything here. NTO, he knows a lot about Bitcoin. You got Chris from Fight Farm. He's well versed IBC and Bitcoin. He's been around crypto for a long time. A lot of powerful knowledge in the room. So just feel free to ask any questions or anything goes.
Just want to reflect back on the year here that everybody has had here and how this all brought us together here. How much this community has grown, how much people have grown here, how much I have grown over the last year here. I'm just so freaking excited, man. I mean, it really feels good. You know what I mean? You're going into a Christmas where it just really feels great.
I couldn't agree more until I started this channel a year ago, and crossed 1,000 subscribers on YouTube just before that 1 year anniversary. And since then, I've almost picked up 100 more just in that couple of weeks. Tim, you can see, is really picking up. The Discord's come alive quite nicely. It's really great to see the interactions in there. And my X account is just blowing up here lately. So yeah, you can see the momentum shift. People are really starting to see Corium for what it is. So many people just dismissed it as a scam coin, or like, you might not like the project or whatever, but to say it's a scam coin was just ridiculous, right? So but it turns out in the end, like I said recently, it's even exceeded my expectations. Like, I had really high hopes for Corium and followed it right from day one. And I always joked about David Schwartz saying not wanting to miss the next Ethereum, and maybe this could be that. But I never really thought that seriously. It was just kind of a humorous thing to say. But as this thing's rolling out, and you see, like, if these are the projects that are starting on Corium, and the consistency of these teams saying, like, impressed with the Corium team, and the smart token technology keeps coming up again, just saying, hey, it's allowing us to do something that we couldn't do before, that nobody else can do. That's really powerful things that we're hearing, because these teams, like I said, with Whelp, they come from the Cosmos IBC background, so they know the power of those tools already, and for them to be excited about Corium really speaks volumes to me.
Well, just a shout out to you, Chris. I mean, being somewhat of an introvert here, and basically to becoming a YouTuber creating content here. I mean, just goes to show you that man, you guys anybody can do anything if they put their mind to it here. So, Chris, you're a great leader in this space, showing people that yeah, man, you can do things if you really believe in something, and if you really want to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I said, I'll continue to say, especially with a good community around you. And if you're looking for a good community, this one, many of the people, if not all the people on this page, I would say is definitely in that class.
Chris, you could go ahead.
All right, guys. So I'm done and I'm back. So Chris, I am curious, launching your channel and this project last year in like the depths of the bear market. Are you surprised that it grew this quickly this year, especially since we're not even post Bitcoin halving yet?
Oh yeah, totally exceeded my expectations. That being said, I knew there was a void, that there's a need for what I'm doing. I'm not to say that somebody couldn't do it better. I think that's very likely, but I just seen that there was a need for it, right? So it wasn't really a bear market thing that didn't really wasn't part of my decision really about the timing of it. It was just I just seen the need for it, and more about where the project was in its life cycle. I just thought, I'd like to document this whole project. I got the opportunity to kind of document this project from start to wherever it goes. And so if I'm going to do it, now is the time to do it. A lot of that was, life situation too. I'd left healthcare profession. I was an engineer in a hospital. When the COVID came up, I was one that walked away from that. They paid me to go away for a couple of years, and it gave me a lot of time to think and determine, that I just if I'm going to spend my time and energy creating something, or working towards something, I want to just build it for myself. So this just I don't know how the universe works. Sometimes this was a niche that I thought I could take on, and had lots of struggles. Obviously, a lot of good people stuck with a lot of shitty YouTube videos to get to where we are today. But hey, it worked out, and it just showed the uptake, I think, was more to the demand and the need for the information more than what I was, the quality of the content. So I think I was really lucky just to, kind of hit that timing wise, that the community was willing to tolerate some really poor production quality, just to get access to some information. And, the thing I learned is just being consistent. That's really the important thing. So, somebody said earlier, why, Christmas Eve? Well, it's just, hey, we said we're doing it every Sunday. It's Christmas Eve. It's Sunday. So that's, just important to be there. And when you say you're going to be there, and build what you say you're going to build, and get it done.
I've been
Awesome. Well,
following
I think you're doing a
before,
fine job.
being on the team.
I think you're rugging. You're rugging articulate.
Yeah, you're clipping out on us, articulate.
I found
Am I rugging?
No, I think that's
articulate.
articulate.
You're
Yeah.
rugging. Don't make me come up there and co-host.
I thought it was me for a second too.
Yo, Merry Christmas, bitches.
Merry
Hey,
Christmas.
what's going on? Merry Christmas.
Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, Chris, how many airdrops are known right now?
Pulsera. The Cash Network said they're doing a snapshot in a date to be determined early next year.
Is that bids?
No, that was Cash Network. They're doing something a little bit different there. They have a. If somebody could maybe post a link to their posts there, they have a kind of a quiz. When do you think the snapshot's going to be? Many are proposing it's March 24th, the 1 year birthday for Corium. I was suggesting maybe February 2nd, because that's when Corium officially dropped tokens the first time on the XRPL.
Are you saying
yeah,
cash? CASH?
CACHE, I think it
Oh,
is.
I did see that. I remember seeing that. Okay, I remember
Yeah.
cash. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so those guys, And then I'm pretty sure that Whelp's going to have some type of distribution based on what I've seen in GitHub, not anything else. So that obviously is subject to change and just speculation. And Lunar Space was asked about that. They said there's going to be a distribution, but I don't know if it's like snapshot and airdrop, or I don't know enough to speak to that. I'm looking forward to speaking to them more in the days and weeks ahead about that for sure. I'm working to get Whelp on the podcast too. Just yeah, a lot going on. Yeah, and that's just it. Like, you know, these are the projects that we know about. I'm sure there's probably a few that you know, once things start rolling, they're gonna be following too.
I just posted the Cash Network at the top for everybody.
Just trying to get Articulate back up here. There he is.
Oh,
All right. You made it back?
yeah. I'm on the road, so I apologize for the crazy signal.
Christ, it's hard to keep up with all these airdrops that are happening here, man. You miss a few days here, and feels like you're out of the loop.
We should make a shared spreadsheet so we can all just keep it up to date.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this question. Have you guys checked on chain and seen all of these projects that are like trying to build? Has anybody noticed that?
No. What are you looking at there?
Hold on, let me see if I can post it to the top, because I'm not sure if I'm seeing it right, but it seems like it's a lot of projects that are on chain. Somebody was sharing, sent it to me. Who was it? Hang on a second, I need a few seconds.
No worries.
I seen somebody posting it. I just didn't know. I just seen it on my timeline.
I heard, you know, maybe that's something that'll be incorporated on for the Corium network, but for the Cosmos airdrops, I think it was Leap Wallet has a notification system that kind of alerts you or organizes all or any airdrops that you qualify for. I'll look into it. It's something I just heard about. I don't know if it's available yet or not, I guess, but yeah, I imagine as people build on Corium, there's, you know, if you look at Cosmos ecosystem as an example, they use a lot of airdrops for incentives for proposals and whatnot. Philippe, you popped up. Is there anything you wanted to add there?
No, I was just saying hello, Merry Christmas to everybody, and just wonder what people's plans was for the Christmas period. But it's nice to talk to everyone.
All right, on. Well, thanks for joining us. Speaking for myself, my partner, she just got back from working abroad for a couple months. My kids are
Oh, nice.
away at their.
My partner's just left me. She's just gone over to Poland for Christmas to spend time with her family. I could have gone, but it's the first time in about 5 years she's actually had a chance to go over there and spend time with her family. So I just like, you just go. I spend time with my family. So we're apart this year, but it's all good. Absence makes the heart fonder, innit?
Yeah, that's right. And whereabouts are you from?
I'm from the UK. My partner's from Poland, so.
Nice. And you hold Corium or interested in Corium?
So I do hold a tiny amount, but it's like minimum. But I haven't really like looked into it properly. But I heard things about it from a long time ago that probably I should have really started stacking it, but I never really did. But now that you guys are here and I'm listening to this, it's just making me think that, yeah, I probably should have done what I thought I should have done a while ago.
Yeah, no worries. And so, what project do you resonate with mostly? You come from XRP or Cosmos, or what's your main focus in blockchain?
Originally from XRP, yeah, of course.
Nice. Well, I think most of us in this room are, not all for sure, but a lot of us are definitely from that path. NTO, go ahead. No hands up needed here. Just jump in.
Just a quick question to Felipe, if you don't mind here. Your thoughts on what's happening with the traveling with crypto in the UK here? I heard there were some rules and laws coming down here that makes it difficult to get into the UK with crypto. Do you know anything about that?
Well, it's quite annoying to be honest at the moment because the UK, 1 minute they're saying like they want to be the crypto hub of the fucking Europe, and they want to allow this and they want to allow that, and then the next minute the FCA, which is the Financial Conduct Authority, that make the rules, a bit like how you've got the SEC kind of guys, yeah, they're kind of saying like. They're trying to add new rules all of a sudden since October. So now all these crypto exchanges like Binance, Uphold, they're all having to accommodate to all these new rules that they're implying, and it's kind of making it harder for us, to be honest, in general, just to even do what we want to do. The banks have also started putting blocks on deposits and things to certain exchanges, making it even harder. So the government's saying one thing. The government's saying, "Oh, yeah, we want to be the crypto hub and we want to do that," and then the next minute, the FCA, they're all fucking stopping us from doing what we want to do. So it's kind of fucked up at the minute.
Yeah, that's what I've kind of heard. It's kind of messed up somewhat here. There was an issue where somebody with a ledger got into the UK here, had a ledger around his neck or something, and they confiscated the ledger because he had more than $10,000 on his ledger or something. Did you hear anything about that?
Oh no, I didn't hear anything about that, but that's fucked up if that's true.
I don't know if it's what I've heard here, and I mean, I don't know if it's true or not here, but if it's getting to that point, wow.
No, I can't see that being a thing, really. Fucking hell, that would be fucked up shit if that was the case.
Well, guys, the beautiful thing about crypto is it's got this attribute to it called permissionless. And that doesn't mean that we still don't have to operate in a world where we have to have permission for certain things. But when it comes to the base level of crypto, if they start to do things like what you just mentioned, as far as putting caps on what you can spend in an exchange or blocking exchanges or geo blocking certain things, the good thing is you can always find some ways around that. And in general, sure, maybe they put a cap and they say you can't go buy Bitcoin or you can't go buy XRP or you can't buy something on an exchange in your country. No one can ever stop you from selling goods and services for crypto. So where there's a will, there's a way. So that's the beautiful thing about what you're in.
Yeah, I agree. One thing I was wondering, and I know if you have your seed phrase, it's moot point, but just for devices, do you think it would get to the point where if you're trying to travel through an airport with, let's say, a ledger, that they could, in some way with technology, effectively damage or render that device useless?
EMF protective gear, Chris.
You know what I was thinking, yep.
Exactly. buy you one of those little sheaths to put that thing in. But yeah, they could. And the thing is the good thing is you can nuke the device, but as long as your private key is secured, you can upload that private key to any software or a new hardware wallet. So that's the good thing about that. And then I know it's not really a great idea to keep your seed phrase in the cloud, but for people like me who do travel often, and I have had some concerns carrying my ledger or carrying my private key on my laptop or an external hard drive. I definitely didn't want to carry a printed version of it anywhere through an airport where the security and TSA could get to it. There's never a bad idea to have a third or fourth wallet that you just use for travel situations. So if you're ever terrified or scared for any reason, or you feel there's a threat going through an airport, you could not take all of your crypto, leave all your crypto where it is, but you could take what you think you may need in that other country or the other region, and you could upload that to a wallet where there is a key in the cloud, and you would just wait and load that key once you land, where there's no risk of anyone finding it on your device.
I don't understand the situation where you could get to an airport and somebody says, "What the fuck's that around your neck?" And then they realize it's a ledger, and then they want to know how much is on there. I just don't understand how that could even happen, man. What the fuck is going on in the world?
Yeah, well, I don't know about everywhere else in the world, but in the U.S., anytime you're traveling with over $10,000, you're supposed to claim it. Crypto people probably don't claim that. And should you? Do you have $10,000 of Bitcoin on you? Not really. It's on the blockchain. Like, it's not with you. Do they ask you how much is in
Yeah,
your bank account
exactly.
on your
Exactly
card
my
when you
point.
travel through?
It's
It's kind of
crazy.
silly. But the thing about the U.S. especially though is they can ask you to open your laptop or unlock your phone, and if you don't comply, they can take it. So there's always that risk when you're dealing with the U.S. And I've had to think about that in some cases. Usually, I'm not worried. Usually, I travel carefree, and I have a separate ledger that has a small amount on it. And like I said, I have a cloud wallet that has a small amount on it. Should that get confiscated, so I always have a way to take it with me without carrying my whole crypto bag with me.
What I've done is basically I've turned my seed phrase into a song because I love music, and I remember a lot of music. So I've made a song out of my seed phrase, so I can basically go anywhere in the world here, just remembering a song.
Somebody get him drunk and hand him a mic right now.
So if I'm ever singing,
Last Christmas, I gave you my seed phrase, and the very next day, I
you
gave
took
it
it away.
away.
I'm get you some eggnog, NTO.
So if I'm ever singing in a space here, please don't concern yourself with it.
Certainly not.
Chris, while I have you here, I just seen the other day an interesting post from the lunar space team there asking about features that they're looking at, and the one that won the poll, or vote what features that we'd be interested in. The one that won the poll was Secret Network, and then second was DAO. Do you know much about Secret Network that you can explain the advantages to that? I've used DAO, I get that, but I know nothing about Secret Network at all.
Yeah, man. So, of course, everyone should go test out DAO. You can test it on Juno. Omniflix is going to have their own version that has multimedia. They got one on Stargaze. They got it on Osmosis. It's going to be like a piece of DAO software that ends up on every chain. And my guess is eventually it will make its way to Corium. It's really effective. Chris, with Corium Concepts, he's been testing it. So he knows how powerful of a tool it can be. When it comes to Secret Network, everyone in crypto is always concerned about privacy. Secret is the main privacy-based chain in all of Cosmos and IBC. And then the cool thing about it is if I send Chris Corium right now, you can see that transaction. Even though with IBC, if I move it over to Secret and I send a Corium token from my Secret wallet to his Secret wallet, we know you can transfer Corium to any other chain in IBC, right? However, it's still visible. So what they have is a way to wrap your token. So instead of Corium token, it would be S Corium, just like you have Atom and S Atom, or Flix and S Flix. Once you wrap that token on their ledger, it effectively renders it private. The only thing you can see, there is proof a transaction happened, but you can't see the information that was going on. So if I go and I send Chris a Corium token on the secret network or on the Corium network, and it's not wrapped in that protective layer, anyone on the blockchain can see it. And while our names may not be associated with the address, it's still public. So it is at risk of being associated with the person in the real world. So when you wrap it and it becomes S Corium, I could go in there and send Chris 1 Corium or 10,000 Corium or 10 million Corium. The only thing they're going to see is that my address interacted with a smart contract on secret, but it doesn't say what I did. So if you think about that from a privacy perspective of just being able to send tokens and taking your favorite token like Corium and saying I want to send someone a payment in Corium, but I don't want there to be any risk of prying eyes to identify who we were or why we were doing it. That's a safe and effective way to wrap your tokens on the secret ledger. And then when you think about it from a DeFi perspective, all their smart contracts allow you to have DeFi where you can't see a lot of things in public. Now, there's trade-offs to that. Some things are good with DeFi in public, but some things are bad, because if I go to Walmart one day and I want to interact and they take USDC or something, you don't want some cashier to see your address and go looking and then see your whole DeFi history, right? You don't want that, because it could make you a target. They could say, oh, well, Chris over here, he's only worth $10,000 of crypto. Who cares? Chris at Corium Concepts is worth 10 million in DeFi transactions over the last year. Let's go to his house and find him and his wife and kids. So that's kind of the thing about it. It's privacy based DeFi and transactions. You can wrap your tokens. You can do a lot of cool stuff over there. And that's about all I know. If anyone ever wants to try it, you should go to Shade Swap. That's probably their coolest decks over there.
Yeah, and just to chime in here, Patrick from Lunar Space had commented on that same post. He was mentioning the fact that they're looking at privacy as a service. So Secret Network plus Corium, you'll be able to have the smart token feature enable that privacy as a service through Lunar Space. So take a look at that if you can.
Yeah, that would be cool too, where you don't necessarily have to go interact on the blockchain to get that privacy, because they could enable it to work over on an app or dApp on Corium, which is really cool. Another thing that we got to think about is a lot of these privacy chains like Monero, they're private by default, but you could never prove anything. So let's say I paid Chris and he comes back later and says, well, you didn't pay me. The cool thing about Secret is it's private by default once you put it in the contract. However, you can use a public viewing key and share that with other people to prove that you actually paid someone. So it does have levels of enabling what others can view should you need to have proof, which a lot of privacy chains, that's the one trade-off for them, is that they're probably privacy by default and there's no way to prove you did something because it's not on chain, and there's no way for a third party to view it. That's kind of a pain in the butt. So that's another cool thing I liked about them, is you can actually share what you want to share if you have a reason to.
Interesting. Yeah, it's I'm excited because it's kind of like Corium's turning out. The more I hear from Lunar Space, it looks like they're about to provide the ecosystem some pretty powerful tools, if that's the things that they're incorporating into their platform for their validator as a service and their other products that they're offering. And what was the other ones they mentioned? Akash and I can't remember the fourth one.
On the poll, you're talking about the voting.
Yeah,
So they had
the poll that
Secret,
had.
right? They had Interchain Security, DAO, Secret, and Akash.
Yeah, it was a pretty even vote too, actually. But Secret did take top spot with DAO in second, which would be really exciting for me if we have DAO tools available on Corium Network in short order. That would be quite pleasing to hear.
Agreed. That way you can actually mint the native token or the NFT that you want to use to manage the DAO right here on Corium and not have to go cross chain to do so.
Yeah, and interesting, like even with bids.com, like they say they're going to be doing some things different with what they're building too. So yeah, I don't think I have much longer to wait to see what's going to transpire here with
So
that's the
anyway,
nice thing about IBC is everything's so easy to connect, with the other technologies already out there.
Yeah.
you think I should hold more Corium then?
Think.
I think you're in a room that's going to just say yes across the board, my friend.
Nobody here gives financial advice,
I'm
for
not
sure.
asking financial advice. I just want the room's opinion.
No, I think
My position is I'm in dollar cost average mode myself. My buy-in's obviously a lot lower than current price, so a little cautious at these prices. I think market cycle. I think we potentially have some downturn yet. Like I was saying earlier, I don't know how that's going to look with Corium because it's got so much activity coming up in the short term, so that might offset that somewhat. But I think the market cycle in general is going to leave me some more opportunities to accumulate some more. I hope. There's some other projects I'd like to accumulate also, but definitely not at this point in the market cycle.
we should all sell our Corium and buy Luna Classic. Kidding. Joke.
Ludicrous.
The quietness was loud.
Bow, 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 bow.
How many rooms have you been kicked out of in X Spaces NTO?
The Bitcoin logo on my PFP doesn't really do a lot in the XRP space, but I've been accepted.
I just figured with that you had to have been booted out of at least one. I've been booted out of one just for my logo, so didn't even say a word.
Only one? That's amazing.
It's all right. It's okay. They don't. There's always a space in Twitter here where you're accepted for being who you are.
But while we're on this, Reza did mention last week that aside from the coming up amendment to the XRP ledger XLS30, with or without it, in a few weeks, late January, early February, you will be able to use your XRP to do AMM, functionalities and other DeFi functionalities. So, get ready for that too. That's coming. That's done deal.
Yeah, I was in a space the other day, and I was trying to get a feel from some XRP community members in there that I was pretty sure knew the answer. I just couldn't get a straight answer, and because I don't know, I haven't put in the time to understand where things are at. But with the other bridges that are being built on the XRP ledger, like Evernode and Zalhao, like I said in that space, like Evernode's boasting 40,000 wallets connected, and Zaha's 10,000 wallets connected, and you look at Corium, we're barely at 5, and so we're less than a month away from providing what looks to be some pretty powerful DeFi tools that can accommodate or incorporate the XRP ledger liquidity. And it's almost like it's crickets on that topic over there, but everybody's excited about these two EVM projects. And again, without knowing the details, just from what I'm hearing or not hearing, I guess it seems like they're still a long ways out from actually having a finished product or a usable product. And then at the same time, Reza on the space, that was one of the questions I asked him. He was like, how does it compare with those projects? And in his opinion, that what they're building is far ahead of what those are. So it's just surprising to me that there's such little interest from that community if DeFi is in fact what they're after and AMMs. That here we are a month away, and they're to me it looks like everybody's looking the opposite direction.
Well, ETH has a lot of liquidity, and obviously it's a major player at the number 2 token in the world. But I mean, are people realistically, and it's not even the bull market yet, but are people realistically going to send XRP over to ETH and pay like those extremely high fees to do DeFi and NFTs over there? I mean, imagine what it's going to be like in 2024, 2025 when you are in a bull market. We saw what it was like last time with the NFT craze pushing up fees. I just don't think the appetite will be there. There'll be some, but I don't think it'll be as great as what they think. Now, if they're connecting to ETH layer 2s like Arbitrum and Polygon and some of those ones with a little bit cheaper fees, maybe. But even then, it just doesn't compare to the bang for your buck you get over here in Cosmos, I don't think.
Yeah, I agree 100%, and I think it is intended, like, to connect with the layer 2s and everything. But all that being said, it's still timeline wise seems a long ways out. And even if the EVM is your desired path or end route, even with IBC, you can eventually find your way there anyway. So it's just boggling to my mind. Like, if you got 40,000 people excited about DeFi and EVM, that that doesn't translate even partially to what Corium's doing over here. Because to me, it's just lack of knowledge. I don't think anybody's aware of what they're doing over here.
Yeah, well, hopefully what you're doing is going to educate people, and hopefully, like once you said, like you have a working product, and you can show walkthrough videos of how you upload and provide liquidity, and how you can do lending, and all the other cool stuff you'll be able to do, as well as DAO and DAOs. There's a lot that you'll be able to show in the coming year that maybe will get them excited, especially if they're still waiting on the competing product. So it's all about timing, right?
That's kind of how I was looking at it from exactly is, instead of worrying about, waving the flag, real high now saying, hey, look here's, not far away, these products will be rolled out. And then you can just, show, hey, this is what it is. This is how you do it. It's working. And, then you have that to demonstrate, I guess, as some, for some additional confidence to try it out. But yeah, it's all part of it. Like, it tells me that there's 40,000 people on the XRP ledger that are willing to explore a different product or a different chain. Potentially, if they catch wind of this and are interested in it, it's just, to me, it's a potential large pool of participants that could, come in a very short period of time if that awareness is raised.
Has anyone at Corium on the main core team, has anyone there stated their intended potential growth over the first year or two? Has anyone set out to go like, we want to capture 20%, 30%, 40% liquidity from XRP? Or is that even like not something that they are using as a gauge for success? I would assume they at least have a goal in mind or an expectation that as a reachable expectation.
I think I don't know the answer to that for sure, but what I've seen is just like them just trying to get the message out in general, and unfortunately, it's not through lack of effort on Corium or Sologenic team. I don't think it's more just lack of willingness to receive that message. When Corium was first announced, it was fairly controversial issue because of the recent airdrop surge and rug pulls on the ledger. So they got caught up in some bad press from a lot of the air quotes main XRP influencers, and it ended up leaving a sour taste, and unfortunately, a lot of people's mouth needlessly, because again, this is just an airdrop. If you held XRP on the ledger, you got free Sologenic, and then if you stuck around with that based on your Sologenic holdings, you got free Corium, and they even included XRP holdings in that round, just to bring them back in the fold too. And and I think that's what XCore was too, is just another way to say, like, we're building something over here. Here's another way to try and catch, some airdrop and get these XCores. And and I think that's why they made it somewhat of an option token, so that yes, we'll give the XRP Ledger community another opportunity to get in on this project, but we're not going to give them an opportunity to just take the token and dump it on the market.
You know, another good thing is with Corium being in Cosmos and IBC, you could gain a lot of traction from people who are not necessarily XRP, like long-term XRP holders and believers, right? You can get people from this area who are like Cosmos and IBC fans. I'm curious also if we'll see something like, say you don't have a large percentage of people in XRP transferring XRP over that bridge. There are ways you could incentivize people that are in the Cosmos to go and do that. Hey, go to an exchange, buy XRP and bridge it over, and we'll give you extra reward. So there's ways to drive traffic on that bridge and show people what's possible and prove to people that, hey, it's safe. Hey, there's no issues with it. It's done in a manner that's easy to learn, easy to use, and less likely to lose your money. Because some people are always concerned about bridges from that aspect. And I think the team may want to consider a way to incentivize people to show what can be done to get more people to kind of trust it.
Hey, Chris, I can't answer your question directly the way you asked it the first time, but to add to context, I know the team has been putting out information about the fact that, especially when the two-way bridge is up and running, every project that's on the XRP ledger will be able to be bridged over and work seamlessly with Corium. And through Corium, they could also work with the IBC. So there's a lot of liquidity locked up on the XRP ledger and on the IBC. Not locked up on the IBC, but there's liquidity there. So both ways you'll be able to flow. And Corium's goal as well. A part of the roadmap is to allow a bridge to say the top 20 projects in blockchain period. So you have BNB, you're going to have BTC, you're going to have all those unlocked, so it's going to be that hub that links all blockchains together. So eventually everything is going to be able to flow and be interoperable through Corium.
I'm actually more excited about the inflow of liquidity from the Cosmos ecosystem. Now, not to say that it'll be as large in volume in the end or at any point, but what I see is an audience or users that are very well informed about IBC, about DeFi, and all these other protocols that work within the Cosmos ecosystem, that when they see or hear about Corium, they don't have to get their head around any of that. So they just have the room and the space of mind to just understand Corium for what it is on top of all that other great technology. So, so it excites me when people like you and that others that I've spoke to that, come around and take an interest in Corium, because to me that's almost a stamp of approval, because you guys have been around to see the projects in the last cycle come and go, and again, not having to learn about the baseline of COSM, WASM, and Tendermint and all those things. To still have an interest in it, to me, speaks a lot. So I see a lot of interest that's going to come that way once some of these powerful tools come out, is my hope. And I think as far as the XRP community, I think what's going to get their attention, whether right or wrong of me to say, but I think it's going to be the airdrops. I think out of some of these initial airdrops, that one of them's probably going to get the attention of a lot of people. Like, I know Cosmos Ecosystems recently had some pretty strong airdrops, and I think it's going to be something like that really shakes a lot of people to say, what the heck's going on over there.
And while we're on that, again, Pulsero will be here on the 7th of January for an interview. We're going to be putting out a tutorial later tonight on how to get your USDC on Corium to be able to benefit from the airdrop, maximize the airdrop. So apart from your Corium holdings, you will be able to get a separate airdrop for your USD holdings on Corium. So look out for that.
Right, and before I forget too, Chris from Fight Farm Flicks Bets there. You see, speaker. He was kind enough to donate 2 NFTs. Sorry, Chris, I don't have my wallet accessible. If you're able to share photos of those, I'm definitely going to give both of the ones you sent me away to some listeners that are here today. So we'll figure out a way to do that. But if you want a way to show those off, just so everybody can see what's going on there, that'd be appreciated.
Yeah, so if you go up to the top, you can see the Twitter post that I just added to the nest. You'll notice when you click on that post, there's 4 photos. They have custom Corium graphics that I created. And there's 2 pictures where you see the fighters' full bodies. And there's 2 pictures where you see only their faces, kind of zoomed in with more detail. So the ones that Chris are giving away are the second editions of the ones with the full body. Every NFT minted and sold between now and February the 24th will feature the full body. The 2 that you see with the head, they're not actual .png files. They're actually .mp4 files, and they come with the Fight Night song embedded into them. So those 2 NFTs cost 17 IST over on OmniFlix. I believe the ones where you see the full body, I priced between 7 IST, which is pegged to the dollar. So that's $7. And I think if I put it in Flix, it was about $8 because I gave a little wiggle room for when the price fluctuates up and down, that it wouldn't drop too far below 7. One thing to recognize here, guys, if you guys want to learn how to buy it and you don't know how, just hit me up. I can always go on the Discord and give you guys a walkthrough. Another thing to consider is that at Fight Farm, when you buy these NFTs, you're going to win crypto if the fighter that you hold wins the fight in real life. So this fight is UFC, I think 237, February the 24th. This is the co-main event against Yair Rodriguez and Brian Ortega. It should be a really, really good fight. Both these guys are very popular. This is for Fight Night in Mexico City. So I wanted to make sure that I started to build our treasury with Corium tokens. Before that, we were staking to Archway and to Flix. The way we pay our winners is by the staking rewards. So 55% of every single NFT we sell goes directly to our treasury, and we split it up, and we were buying Flix and we were buying Corium. Just this week, I posted in the Discord where I started taking some of the money from the sold NFTs and buying Corium, and I made sure to stake it to CAF and to the DAO as far as the validators. So just keep in mind, guys, if you want to buy this NFT, you could win crypto. And of course, 55% of every single bit of it is going to buy Corium only. So if you want to support us in building our treasury with Corium tokens so that we can pay out winners of future fights, you're supporting a good cause. Hopefully that answers questions. If you people have questions, or you don't know how to use OmniFlix, you don't know how to get the Flix token IST, hit me up. As far as how Chris wants to give these 2 away, I'll let him decide on the contest because he's the host of the show.
Yeah, I've already decided on one for sure. I'm going to give that to Felipe. He was kind enough to ask to come up and speak and wish everybody Merry Christmas. So I was a way to say thank you for doing that. We'll definitely give you one.
What's this? What's this? Because I was half asleep then. I was just half asleep and I just heard my name.
For your kind contribution to the show, coming up to speak and wish everybody Merry Christmas, I'm going to give you one of the Fight Farm NFTs that Chris from FlixBets has awarded me.
Love it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Are you gonna let him choose who he thinks is gonna win the fight? So he gets to choose his NFT?
Yeah, fair enough. If you follow fighting and want to choose your fighter, you're more than welcome to.
Now choose wisely, Felipe, because whoever wins this fight in Mexico City could determine if you get some crypto as a reward. So if you want to get a little bit of Corium or a little bit of IST for your bag, make sure you
Interesting.
choose the correct fighter, because the real world UFC fight is pegged to this NFT, and whoever you choose will help you win. And just so you know, any of their future fights, so it's not just this current fight, As long as they're fighting in the UFC and they haven't retired or they have not left the UFC for another organization, anytime they win in the future, if you're holding it in your wallet, and in the future, if you're staking it in the DAO, you'll be able to earn crypto.
Okay, interesting, but I don't know who to pick.
Well, no worries. Just if you want to DM me your need an OmniFlix wallet for that, and if you need help with that, just DM me and we'll get you sorted out with that.
Okay, and who's messaging me right now? Because I'm a little bit lost.
This is Chris from Corium Concepts. I'll send you a message here shortly, and we'll arrange getting that to you.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I'm Chris from Fight Farm, aka Flix Bets. So I think Chris and Chris can be confusing sometimes.
Yeah, I don't get my name used too much. Everybody just either calls me Corium. I've been mistaken for the Corium team quite a few times because unfortunately X only shows Corium there. But yeah, it's kind of tough to change it when you're trying to build a brand. I don't know what to do about that. But yeah, a few Chris's around here lately, but that's good. We're a growing team and community, and had a lot of great additions here lately to both. So if somebody wants to jump up on mic, ask any questions or contribute, there's still one to give away. I might choose you, or just hanging out. Any topic's fair game. It doesn't have to be Corium. It can be XRP, IBC, Bitcoin. I can talk about what you're doing for the holidays. Whatever you're building, we're just here to chat. So welcome to come. We've got one more NFT to give away to somebody.
So I do have a quick question. Maybe someone can help answer this one. So I believe it was Whelp was doing their testnet, and I did go on there and connect my wallet, and I saw two symbols for like Bitcoin. I saw you could toggle between the DEX trading part, the swap part, and like a few tabs, but I didn't see how to get the testnet tokens. And I heard someone earlier say that they actually did the testnet, and I would like to test it. So where do you get the testnet tokens for Whelp?
Okay. Chris, if you could swipe, I probably repost it, but if you could swipe at the top, I had posted the web post that has the two links. There's one link that gets you to the hub for you to test, and there's another link that gets you to where you could get the testnet tokens. It's a
Okay, so
.corium.dev link.
that's what I'm saying. So I
Yeah.
went to the hub and was on there with, I didn't have the tokens. Okay, yeah. So the faucet is just a separate link. Perfect. Thank you for that information.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah, and for those that are listening that may not be able to visualize what was just said there, Zen Lounge did do a tutorial on it. I haven't seen it myself, but it was just yesterday or the day before. There's a tutorial out on that too. Ralphie, welcome. If you're not busy and want to jump up and speak, you're more than welcome.
What up? What up? Merry Christmas to everybody. For those that don't celebrate Christmas, happy holidays. But I love to see our Corium family together on Christmas Eve and sharing the space together. That's awesome. Yeah, I jumped in here a little bit late. Saw the request to come up and decided to come up and just wish everybody Merry Christmas. Spend some time with your loved ones and with your Corium family. Love to see everybody in here.
Merry Christmas, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Ralphie. For those, Ralphie's part of the Flipper Huddle podcast every Tuesday and Thursday. Great show, great information always coming out of there. I try to get in there as much as possible. Unfortunately, that's right in the middle of my 9 to 5, so it's a challenge. A lot of time I'm listening and as much as I can, but they are recorded, available for replay. And it was just the other day, actually. I might be mistaken. It might have been the same day in a space, but actually, I think it wasn't. Just in the next space, I heard you tell a compelling story about your position on CBDCs, and I already aligned with a lot of your views on it. But just the same, it was was powerful to hear your take on that, and so definitely, I'm sure you gave a lot of people there something to think about. So I appreciate your contributions.
Yeah, we can have a space on that one day. It's just I look at things a little bit different. A lot of people don't know I'm Cuban. That's where my family's from, and there's not a lot of freedom out there. So I see CBDCs and some of the digital IDs and some of the things that I hear kind of scare me. And it reminds me of the dark side of the control and what it could be. So just wanted to bring that to people's attentions. But we could have a whole conversation on that, another time. And we could also talk about the positives. We could look at it from a positive perspective. But yeah, I just wanted to give that input there because I feel like the conversation was going into what's so bad about it, what's so bad about, the potential of what CBDCs represent and what digital IDs could represent, and there's a definite controlling aspect there that makes crypto not decentralized at all, but super centralized. And it's what I want to, make sure that people know, what they're getting into, or what this space is moving towards. We're all here for a decentralized aspect of crypto, and I hope in the future we could keep it as decentralized as possible.
Yeah, I was speaking. I know you just jumped in here recently, but earlier I was kind of speaking to the same thing. Just how we seem to be willing to give up some of the foundational principles of what blockchain and crypto was meant to address, just in hopes to get the big the bankers to come buy into this. And once they buy in, they're going to turn it into their own product that's probably going to resemble the same system we're trying to get out of. And that's the sad part. A lot of times, money's what drives everything. And I'm hoping this technology and the stuff that we're building can provide all the money and resources, if we keep it the way it's meant to be. It might not be as quick and the candles might not be as aggressive, but this is the future. There's no way around it. So I just hate for us to give them the keys prematurely here and hope they're going to carry on what we've been trying to establish.
What's really ironic is we're actually building the jail walls to imprison us in the future. We're building the infrastructure, and the government comes in with, well, yeah, we won't go into the central bank digital currencies, but we're basically building the walls that'll imprison us in the future when the government comes in and takes over.
That's what I was saying the other day. They're using our liquidity to build the rails in the jails.
I got a great idea for you to give away that last thing for Christmas there. I think you should give it to the person who is in the space here who is the closest to you by location.
Oh, well, that might not be you if that was your angle.
Damn.
Is he still in here? No, I met somebody else today that was amazed. They listened to my video and I made mention of the Okanagan and they realized we're neighbors. So I might have somebody in here that's in the Okanagan, but I don't know. Based on that, I think you just counted yourself out there, NTO.
Yeah, well, I never was the smartest one in the group.
Have a couple new ones that have joined. This is just open mic here to talk about any topic. Doesn't have to be Corium. Welcome to come up, ask a question. Just tell us about what you're doing, what you're building. This town hall format. If you're new to Corium, let us know. If you have any questions about Corium, that's what we're here to do.
Chris, have you seen Quant today?
Yeah, Quant was going crazy.
Going wild.
Interesting. Is there? I don't follow it much, to be honest. Is there something that attributes to that, or do you think we're just in this market cycle where they're popping the random one off to get everybody to jump around?
I don't know. I don't know, but I've been trading crypto for a long time, and Quant always runs last. At least in the past, it's always run last. Quant and XRP. usually see Bitcoin run, then ETH runs, then it goes into altcoins. Meme coins has this little pump, and then always at the end, XRP and Quant pump. Obviously, XRP is not hitting huge gains here. It is up, for the week about less than 1%, but Quant's doing fairly well right now. I don't know what's behind the pump though. I don't know what's behind the pump.
Leo put out a nice list of investigative journalism there on Bob's teaser there, what the two Bs could possibly be. Are you putting any weight to the theory that the present under the or in the logo there is the Binance logo?
Oh, listen, I think that everybody in this space right now would love to hear Binance, right? As me as well. Uh, it would make sense. I mean, it would make sense, and we know that the BNB coin is also built on top of Cosmos, so that would be super dope. And there's the interoperability aspect of having Binance, list Corium, but BitGet is also a very good exchange, and they're based out of Dubai. We all know that Bob Ross often either lives in Dubai or frequents Dubai. I think BitGet would also be great. I think Bybit was another one. But yeah, I mean, Binance is the biggest one for sure. I think that would be huge for the holders of Corium. We would all love to see that for sure.
BitGet would be good for liquidity though, eh? That's still an exchange that's easy to access for Americans, isn't it?
So it was actually in the dojo, which is kind of the alpha Discord that I have. We had a partnership with BitGet early on, and everything that I saw that BitGet was doing was amazing. Um, they were lowering their trading fees, and we slowly saw BitGet just gain a huge amount of traction. They did everything right. Um, and nowadays BitGet is one of the biggest exchanges. And yeah, the volume on BitGet is a ton. So BitGet would definitely be a win. I know a lot of people don't know about BitGet, but BitGet's definitely a big one. Bybit as well. Bybit's huge. These are big exchanges for sure.
So let's say Solo, or let's say Corium gets listed on an exchange here. Do you think they'll also list Solo on the same exchange here? Because they kind of go together.
From what Bob said in that last podcast, he said they're going to list both tokens together.
Nice.
See, but the one difference that I would say there is that Sologenic is a token, but Corium is actually a coin. Because Corium, it's a blockchain, so it's very, very, very different.
Right.
But yeah, let's get both. Why not? Let's do it. I mean, we would all love to see it, right? That'd be a nice little Christmas present, I would say.
Oh, it'd be huge. Hey, Ralph, I asked this question just in the comments on the last Sologenic space that the team was on there. I mean, it wasn't related to Sologenic. Maybe that's why I didn't get addressed. But have you heard any discussion or basically how many decimal points that Corium has? Like, XRP has like 6 drops, and Bitcoin has its sats. Have you heard anything like that for Corium?
No, I can't say that I have. No.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's relevant information or not. It was just something that came to mind. We've talked about it lots with XRP, obviously, and we all deal in sats with Bitcoin. So we're just saying, like, if I tried using Grok to find the answer, and unfortunately I got conflicting reports of either 6 or 8. But yeah, because that's one thing what had me wondering about it is, if Corium becomes as large as I hope it can one day, as far as as a hub of liquidity, being based from an initial 500 million tokens and sure slowly growing, but can that handle it all as far as the tokenomics? But then that's what got me thinking about it. But if you divided each of that token up like you would with sats or whatever, what does that look like? I just couldn't find a definite answer on what it was, if anything is out there even.
So there's actually a different aspect of what you just said that actually really does interest me. You said initial 500 million tokens in max supply. Did we ever get that answer as to what the max supply actually is, and if they could actually print or come out with new tokens or coins? Because
Well,
I'll be honest
I,
with you, I would love for them to say, listen, our max supply ever is going to be 500 million coins, and that's it. Like, we're never going to bring out new coins. Like, we can't even do it. Which obviously that would have to go through a whole process of the validators voting on it and everything. But I don't know if we got the final answer on that.
well, the way I understand it, it's just all algorithm driven right now. So it's just based on the two factors that I know of, and that is the amount of tokens that are staked or delegated, and transaction fees. And if the transaction fees become to the point where it can adequately reward the validators for that, then that can also affect the need for the delegated tokens to be part of that equation. So it doesn't have to be one or the other, or necessarily both, but it's all dictated on that. The inflation's based on that aspect. So I'm assuming right now we'd be running at max inflation 14%, because there's no transactions hardly at all, and we're only at 50% stakes. So right now the blockchain algorithm is, and I'm not technical, so these descriptions might be crude, but is obviously pumping out its max inflation to try and incentivize people to stake the tokens. So, is there a max supply? No, I don't think there ever could be, based on how it's currently set up. Now, that being said, it is a community blockchain run on votes and proposals, and that could obviously be changed, I would assume, but I don't think that's what it's looking at the moment. So that's why I was just kind of curious to see, if transactions pick up, the demand for the token. There's so few there's only 50% of the tokens out there that aren't staked. So some of those are currently locked up, committed, that aren't going to be sold. So I mean, you have far less than 50% circulating. So you have projects coming on to create demand by providing liquidity in these pools and this and that. It's just like, where are all these tokens coming from? So that's why I was curious to what it can be divvied up as.
Appreciate that answer. I think the more important thing for me right now as a Corium holder is seeing the development that's actually happening on the network. And we see developers coming in, they're building. We have DEXs coming in. We have that decentralized aspect of crypto coming in, and that's what you want to see from a network. So that's what really has me bullish about Corium right now. That's what you want to see from layer one. So that's what makes me bullish. But yeah.
Yeah, and the competition, like, you have multiple DEXs launching at the same time. So it's just like anything else. It's going to be competition to draw that liquidity to those projects. So as a Corium holder, it's going to be exciting times ahead, because you have people that are going to be effectively trying to give you a reason to bring your liquidity to them. So that's always going to result in something positive, I think.
Absolutely. Well, guys, it was lovely to drop in here and say what's up to the Corium family. I hope everybody enjoys the holidays, and I'm gonna go back down to listener.
Oh, hang on, Ralphie. Hang on, Ralphie.
Hit me.
Bob just posted a riddle.
Oh boy, here we go. Now I can't.
All hands on decks, guys. Live. Bob just posted a riddle.
Never mind. I'm going back into the office. I had just walked out. That's awesome.
Does anybody want to start talking while I try and figure this out? It's great. I'm glad everybody could join us today. I know it's Christmas Eve, and it's a time for hanging out with family and friends, but for some of us here, this is family and friends. So I'm glad you can join us. We're going to be doing similar format next week, just because it is it'll be New Year's Eve next week, so kind of the same thing, just a busy time of year for people. So, and if you missed the start of the podcast, when we get into January 7th is going to be a very powerful one with Pulsera coming on. They're going to give us another breakdown on what the snapshot and airdrop all looks like. And I can't speak to the next 4 guests after that yet. It's a little premature to announce it, but I can tell you that it's solid, absolutely solid. If you're excited about Corium Network right now, I can guarantee you by the end of July, you're going to be absolutely mind blown, because got a powerful month of podcasts coming up. So anybody that's just joined in, you're more than welcome to throw a request in, come up and ask any questions, or just say hello and introduce yourself, whatever you see fit. Just open mic.
Okay. What's the riddle?
I was hoping somebody would have had something to provide on that. I was carrying the load here. I did the talk, and I can't multitask that much. I'm trying to keep the podcast going until somebody figures it out.
I posted it at the top, so you could check it out. It's at the top.
Perfect.
What's our initial thoughts there, guys? What are we looking at?
I see Whelp in the corner, the green monster. I don't know.
Monsters. It looks like a Monsters Inc. theme, right? Oh, it's got a bit of everything in there, though. Oh, we got a robot. In armor.
That's what
I think everybody should invite Bob. I invited him to the space. I think everyone should send an invite. See if we can get him.
Yeah. Tell Bob we need him to decode the riddle. Wow. Well, the gifts keep on giving, eh? It's either that or he wanted us to shut this podcast down, one or the other. Oh, it's interesting because I don't follow Bearable guy, but I seen somebody else posting a repost of it, and it had green books on the floor of that riddle too, and it was in a. Now that I think of it, it was in a. I was thinking of it as a solarium. I was wondering, as a greenhouse, solarium, atrium.
Maybe that's just a picture of the mansion that he bought.
Yeah, this is very. I think it's going to tie into that Bearable guy post, whether just for giggles or not. But with the little guy, interesting.
Oh, yeah. This 100% ties in. I know in the XRP spaces, everybody was waiting for Bearable Bull gave a little hint that he was dropping something today, so that's what he dropped. It's just very interesting that Bob replied with a riddle himself. This is something
Crazy.
Yeah, I like the art. It's definitely a cool riddle. There's a lot to it.
Huh. Well, that's that. What have we been going for here, guys? Couple hours. There we go. Is this the time we pull it? Did he give us a reason to pull this podcast so we can all put our thinking caps on here for the rest of the night, or what? Not hearing any objections. Well, it's Christmas Eve. We all got family and friends that we can talk to and celebrate and send well wishes to. So I will take this opportunity to wish you all a very Merry Christmas on behalf of the Superledger podcast and on behalf of the Corium Community DAO with my partners, Scott McKenzie here in the crowd. Marco's still here too. They're more welcome to come up and tell you themselves, obviously. Articulate, my wonderful co-host, thank you so much. The 4 of us have been doing some exciting things here lately. 2024 is going to be a banger, I can tell you that. So safe travels out there in all your holiday journeys, and I'll pass it on for everybody else that wants to say goodbye, but we'll pull it soon after.
Yeah, just want to thank everybody for showing out here on Christmas Eve. It's always a pleasure having you guys along. The support is overwhelming as always. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays to everyone. Thank you for pulling up another powerful podcast. A lot of information, a lot of synergy, and the community only grows stronger. We're here, we're a family, and we look forward to a great, successful 2024.
All right, Marco might still be driving. Thank you to all the speakers that came up to speak. I have one more NFT to give away. What am I going to do with that here? Who am I going to give that? You know what? I know. Where
Whoever
did
could
he go?
decode, whoever could decode one aspect of what Bob just posted.
There you go. That's that. You just nailed it. Thanks, Ralphie. Whoever put your decode ideas in the comments of this podcast, and tomorrow, by the end of Christmas Day, I'm going to pick one of the selections for the winner. And if somebody actually nails it with some confirmation on Christmas Day, I will include a Corium Punk along with it. So anyways, share and like the podcast. Thank you all for joining us. We're going to be here same time next week for New Year's. Peace and prosperity to all.